Hey, welcome to the Dray Way. I'm glad you're here. I'm Drayton Nay. I am your host. And I have to tell you this, we have a great show for you, so don't go anywhere. Just know that on this show, you're going to get the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help me. So let's get started. We got a big show. Let's get it going. Let's go! Welcome to the Dray Way. Look, if you saw what took place yesterday, this is not normal. It's not normal what is going on. And this is, a lot of people are scared, and rightfully so, because this is not how the United States conducts its business. It's not how we do things. And that's why I've never seen an administration have to go in front of so many judges. And just, you got to remember, he's been president for 9 months. 9 months. And they're constantly in front of judges because they're doing things that are unconstitutional. They are doing things that they know are unconstitutional. They know we know the freedom of the press. We know about freedom of speech. We know about birthright citizenship. We know about all these things. They're written down. They're literally written down, but they don't care. They don't care because it's really about Trump doing anything he can to have you look somewhere else because he doesn't want you to look at the Epstein files. He doesn't want you to know how involved he was with Epstein and partying with him and being with girls. He doesn't want you to know about that. He's embarrassed by it. He knows what he did was wrong. And he doesn't want it to get out. So he will literally do anything. And when I say anything, we're putting troops in cities. Come on. Come on. And the worst thing about it is, like, watching Pam Bondi yesterday, watching Pam Bondi be nasty. We are more transparent than, no, you're not. You don't answer questions. You don't answer basic questions. And then you have a cheat sheet to attack the people that come for you, because they're doing their job. So instead of you answering questions, you attack U.S. senators. It was despicable. It was a horrible thing to watch. And all I can think of, oh my gosh, the only thing I can think of is that other countries are watching this. And for decades, in the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the United States was the moral high ground. You guys need to do this because we do it and we're the United States. All of that has been wiped out by Donald Trump. And it's all gone. We can no longer say anything to anyone. If we do, they're just going to look and go, Donald Trump did this. And what are we going to say? What are you going to say? Well, he did do that. And he did try to get rid of birthright citizenship. And he did take brown people and people that are different and just ship them out of the country. Yeah, he did that too. And tackled people in the streets, even your own citizens, and zip tied them and arrested them. I just don't know where we go from here. I don't know what we say from here. The only thing I do know for sure is that Republicans aren't going to accomplish anything. And I'm still looking at all the Republicans out there. Why you don't say anything? Why do you think for 1 minute we would let any Democrat, I don't care who it is, be this disruptive, this horrible, this terrible? Do you think we'd sit there and go, at least he's a Democrat. He can be as awful as he wants to be. He calls himself a Democrat. Because that is exactly what you guys do. It's exactly what you guys do. You Republicans all sit there and don't say a word. Meanwhile, complete trash is going on. Pam Bondi was nasty. She was ridiculous. She was like unlike anything we've ever seen. She was an embarrassment. And did one Republican senator say, hey, wait a minute, we're U.S. senators up here. We have a job to do. How about you do your job and answer the questions? That would have been the responsible thing to do. That would have been the honorable thing to do. But I can't find a single Republican other than that judge. And I don't even know for sure that she's Republican. She was appointed by Trump. But nobody that's labeled a Republican has any balls to say, we don't do that. This is not how we conduct ourselves. This is the United States. This isn't some rinky-dink country that acts out like this. But no Republican has the guts, the balls to stand up and say the right thing. And that's why I could never, ever get involved with a party that just falls in line behind one man, and that one despicable, gross man can do whatever he wants. And we're just going to sit there and go, okay, all right, yeah, okay. No, no. How gutless are you? If you call yourself a Republican, you are spineless because you won't call out the travesty that is going on. You won't admit for 1 second that, wait a minute, this is going above and beyond. We don't need troops pointing guns. We don't need troops attacking citizens. We don't need the National Guard going after people. That's not what we do in the United States. Not one of you will speak out and be brave enough to say, this is getting out of hand. Not one of you. And that's the part that's where you just lose my complete respect. Because as long as someone says that all they have to say is, I'm a Republican, and you will let them do whatever the hell they want. You will let them be as racist, as horrible, as terrible. I mean, Stephen Miller, you can't say anything bad about Stephen Miller? Oh, come on. I mean, come on. And that's why I fail. I fail because I don't understand it. I don't understand any of you that call yourselves a Republican. I find you deplorable because no matter how disgustingly bad things get, you won't say anything. And that just means you're a coward. That just means you're all cowards because none of you will say anything against a man that is an 80-year-old man that is just saying nonsense now. He has no point, no plan, no nothing. And still, none of you will say anything. Pam Bondi yesterday was despicable. She was a gross example of anything that the United States should ever have to put forth before a camera. The fact that she calls herself an attorney general is disgusting because that display yesterday was beneath anything I've ever seen. It was the lowest of the low. And the worst part about the whole thing is no Republican has the guts to say anything about anything, no matter how despicable. And for that, no respect on this side. I can't respect people that won't step up when someone on their side is out of control and you still say nothing. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you think. Welcome to the Dray Way. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And don't forget, part 2 to the Dray Way coming up next. Stay right there. There's not a lot of people talking about oil, but oil is at around $60 a barrel. $61. Let me ask you a question. How much oil do you think American oil companies want to sell at $60, $61? How much oil do you think they want to sell? They don't want to sell any at $60. They're not making money at $60. They're just not. So what's going to happen, and nobody's talking about this. Nobody's saying a word. But U.S. wells are falling. Active wells, the number is falling. And right now, who's upping production to make sure that the price goes even lower? The Middle East. Saudi Arabia is pumping out even more oil. They don't care where the price goes because they're looking long term. Because as they affect companies, especially shale oil producers, do you think they can make a profit at $60? I can tell you no. The answer is no. So as they damage all these U.S. producers, what do you think is going to happen at the end of, say, I don't know, Trump's presidency, when it ends in a few years? And Saudi Arabia goes, I think we'll start cutting back. And then we look to U.S. oil production, and they're way down because we're on our way down. That's exactly what's going to happen over the next couple of years. We're not going to be increasing our output. Our output will be going down. And then when we are affected enough, when things hurt enough, when there's been enough damage to U.S. oil producers, Saudi Arabia is going to suddenly go, all that oil we've been pushing out, yeah, we're going to cut it back by 1 million barrels. And you watch. We're all going to look at the United States and go, help us out here. And they're going to be like, no, it's going to take us a while because we shut down a lot of wells because, frankly, we don't want to sell oil at $60 a barrel. We want to sell oil at $90 a barrel. So what do you think is going to happen to oil prices 3 years down the road? But typical us, we're looking at what's happening right now and not looking to the future. We're not looking to the future. And we're not looking at how Republicans now have figured out, if you're going to vote us out, if we're going to go, we're going to make the whole gasoline and oil situation as bad as possible for the next president, who's going to be a Democrat. So we're going to make everything as bad as possible for him so we can point to them and go, ha, 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 look at gas prices, look at oil prices. It's their fault. No, no. It's literally the Republican playbook now. It's the playbook, to go ahead and try to keep prices low during their presidency, but to screw everything up so that when a Democrat becomes president, the whole land has been laid. And it's being laid right now. Because like I said, at $60 a barrel, American producers are not interested. And the well count keeps going down. So what do you think that means for future production? Does it affect it right away? Not right away, but over the next 6, 12, 18 months. You watch where our oil production goes. It's going to go down. Because like I said, U.S. oil companies aren't interested in selling oil at $59, $60 a barrel. They're not interested at that. At 85, 90, they're back in the game. And Saudi Arabia knows that. So don't think for 1 minute Saudi Arabia doesn't have a long-term plan, because they do. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't go anywhere. Part 3 to the Dray Way coming up next. Jobs, 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 jobs. It's all about jobs, but we're going to lose 1 million jobs this year. I've been talking about it. I want to make sure you understand we're going to lose 1 million jobs this year, mostly because of AI. But that's this year. Next year, we're going to lose 2 to 3 times that. In 2026, we will lose 2 to 3 million jobs because of AI. But let's not stop there. Next year after that, 2027, you're talking about 5 to 7 million jobs gone. Now, I just want to ask you, that is 10 million jobs over the next, this year, 2026, 2025, 2026, 2027. 10 million jobs gone. Where are they going? Anybody know? Because I don't. And I certainly don't hear any plans for what we're going to do now that companies are going to be laying people off because AI can do their jobs. No one in the whole Republican Party has said anything about a plan. And they're going to be around for 3 more years. In the meantime, we're going to be losing millions of jobs. And what have Republicans put forth to help with people losing their jobs? What have they talked about? What have they done? The answer is nothing. Absolutely nothing. So let me see if I got this right. Millions of people losing their jobs, good paying jobs in many cases, to then do what? Anybody? Anybody got an idea? Anybody have an idea where these new jobs are going to come from? From what industry? From what? How? Somebody needs to tell me something, because I know for sure AI is going to be firing these people. AI is going to be taking the place of millions of jobs over the next 24 months. Somebody tell me what the solution is. Somebody tell me what we're going to do, because if we do nothing, that is a complete collapse in the jobs market. And if you don't have a job, somebody tell me how you pay for a house. How do you do that? How do you pay for a car? How do you pay for a house? How do you pay for a school? How do you pay for things when you no longer have a job? Somebody needs to educate me, because I can see exactly where we're going, but no one's addressing what's the cause and effect. No one is addressing, okay, wait a minute, we have millions of people that are about to be out of a job. No one's even discussing it. No, it's like everybody's just pretending like, I don't know what, that it's not going to happen, because it's already happening. Let me know what you think in the comments. I can't wait. Let me know. Thanks for joining me on the Dray Way today. I know it's there's a lot to unpack, but just think about it. Think about it, and let me know. I'll if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comments. I'll answer some of those questions tomorrow. Don't forget, there's a new Dray Way each and every day, so make sure you stop by and check it out. All right. Thanks for joining me today. I hope to see you tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you later.
Whoa! Look at that. Water splashing everywhere, and I didn't even get wet. Seriously, if you want a pool like this, call the people at Unique Pool Finishes.
Hey, is that a fish?